What is up, cupcakes? How we doing? Give me 1 second. I was writing real quick. All right. Jan is absolutely right. Jan, I'm sorry, I'm blind. Jan is right. I now don't have to deal with the Karen that lives next door that was pissed about my Halloween decorations. Yeah, she's fun. She's fun. Yeah, so how you guys doing? I know it's been a little bit. And what's up, Pierce? What's up, Kevin? And it's been a lot. I've not been absent for my own enjoyment. I've not been absent by design. Well, I've not been absent by my own design. And it's Taco Tuesday. Don is correct. It is Taco Tuesday. Let's see. Let's give everybody kind of just a second to show up, just so I'm not repeating myself. I just want to grab something here real quick. YouTube. And try not to reverb on myself here. The build. I don't know where they put. Hold on, let me mute this real quick. It's gonna go crazy. Okay. They used to have a deal on StreamYard. So I use kind of same tap. Still working on it. I used to have a deal in here where I could see how many people are viewing. Oh, there it is. Huh. What do you know? It is there. I just didn't see it before. Hello. Yeah, so I had a little tattoo work done today. I was gonna do pictures on here, but so I use my laptop just mainly for live streaming and stuff like that, and I can't pull up my pictures, which I think is weird. Because I was gonna, let's see. I think I can just. Oh, don't do that. Cancel. I thought I could just throw up a picture or something, but let me look real quick. I can add a video clip. I can add an overlay. I can add a logo. What's it? Oh, that's going to be. No, don't do that. But I don't have access to my pictures on this laptop for some reason. So you guys don't really get to see it right now. I'm sorry. But I just kind of it's the same tattoo. I mean, it's the same sleeve. We just kind of went in and did some more color and stuff up around my arm. I'm almost done. I think I have 1 to 2 more sessions, which is good because I will be leaving my my tattoo artist, and I would like to have it done. In the interim, though, I did have another tattoo done, which is a brown chicken. I don't know how you can see that. I'm trying not to flex too hard on you. Little brown chicken. That is my nickname for my wife. So it is a little chicken wearing running shoes because she is a runner, and it has a little bib on it that has our years of birth on it. So it's right next to her portrait as a sugar skull, I guess, a Day of the Dead type thing. So I guess this is my wife arm. All right, so 19 people here. I don't know how many people are going to show up. This is kind of last minute. So where have I been? I have been everywhere. So before, let's see, when I got back from, I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's start with LaserCon. So LaserCon, I had planned on coming back and doing a video of me being at LaserCon. I still have that footage, but I did a lot of I did a lot of my shooting with my 360 camera, my Insta360 X3, and somebody stole it out of my bag in the airport, and I hadn't uploaded any of the footage yet, so I don't have any of that footage, which was kind of the interesting kind of B-roll stuff in between. So putting that video together has been a little difficult because it's kind of dry without that. And can't believe somebody stole my camera. I'm still mad about that. Anyway, so LaserCon was supposed to happen after LaserCon. That did not. The other thing that did not happen, which will happen, this is still a thing that I'm going to do. But when I was at LaserCon, I talked to a lot of the guys there that are building businesses and things like that. And I'm going to start doing a live stream. I'm going to bring one of them on either every week or bi-weekly, depending on how many people want to do it. If any of you guys are interested and you have a laser business or you're building a business, let me know. I'll definitely get you hooked up. But basically, I'm going to do kind of a Q&A with them. We're going to talk a little bit about their business, give them a little exposure, but we're also going to talk about kind of downfalls and problems they had. So maybe if you are starting a business and you're having that same kind of struggle, they can help you out. And this way we can kind of build out a community of businesses at all different levels. And the ones that are up here can help the ones down here kind of jump those hurdles. Gina, I'm getting there in a second. So the first thing that really kind of threw me way off, the first thing that threw me way off is the kids got out of school, and this year we did not put them in any sort of after school or any sort of summer program, so they've been home. Not that is in itself a bad thing. I really wanted to do that. I wanted to have them home with me, but adjusting to having them home has been a little bit more difficult than I thought. Just everything takes a little longer. Like when I take a lunch during the week, I pre-make all my meals. So when I take a lunch, it takes 10, maybe 15 minutes. With the kids, it takes an hour because they dilly-dally. They need more milk. I have to clean up after them, stuff like that. So everything takes a little bit longer. And there's just a few more interruptions in the day. So that has been I have been having to get used to that. Throw into that whole scenario the moving. So let's talk about why. Let's talk about why we're moving first. So the game plan was always to move. We just kind of thought we were going to do it in a couple of years. So the thought was, let me move you over here. I can't see you guys talking. The thought was that I was going to bag some cash. And then when we moved, we were going to look for a place that had a little bit of extra land so I could build a shop on that land. And because looking for a shop when you work from home and you take care of your kids is it's hard to find a shop closer than that, right? So if I rent space someplace, which I'm kind of getting too big for my britches, if I rent space someplace, then it takes away from me being around my kids. So I didn't want to do that. Anyway, so the idea was to build a shop on property. Our plans have kind of accelerated a little bit. The reason being, I got to be with my folks during their final years, which probably wouldn't happen if the kids hadn't been born, because then they moved down here because they want to be closer to the kids. But I want to make sure that Paige has kind of the same. My wife has the same opportunity with her parents. So we just decided it's time, and we should probably move up there sooner than later, just in case anything happens. Rather be there. The closer babysitter helps. But so my wife's folks and her sister live in Warrensburg, Missouri, which is outside of Kansas City. So we were moving to Kansas City. We kind of poked around in Warrensburg a little bit, but I think we want to be closer to the city. The jobs are a little bit better there for her, and I've been traveling a little bit more, and I probably will be traveling even more in the future. And So we kind of split the difference between her folks' place and the airport. So we're looking kind of southeastish Kansas City. Um, and that's what we're doing. Anyway, so the thing is, like, once we started looking, once we decided, once the train left the station, we realized that if we really like, ideally, we'd like to get up there before the kids start school, which is like August 20th, which puts the screws to everything. I have been spending a lot of time cleaning the house, prepping the house to get it ready, driving to Kansas City, meeting for the inspectors, having contracts fall through, driving home, preparing to drive back to Kansas City tomorrow to look at more houses, because we did such a good job staging and prepping our house that it sold within 3 days of listing for full price. We actually had 2 full price offers. One was a little bit better than the other one, so we took that one. But we also had our eyes on a house in Kansas City. And so I had said that I was going to do kind of a vlog where I drove up and looked at it. Another video that didn't happen. Reason being is partially, not partially. The big thing was when I we put an offer in on a house in Kansas City. Looked good online. And so the idea was to go up and see it firsthand when it was being inspected. So I went to see the house, and unfortunately, things you can't see on camera are more apparent in real life. And it turned out that it was an older house, but it's not like I haven't lived in older houses. My folks lived in a house that was 100 years old when I was a kid for a little bit. This house was like 40, 45 years, I think. But the guy that lived there, the people that lived there, at least for like the last 10 or 15 years, just didn't take care of anything. And I don't mean like, I mean like neglectfully didn't take care of things, like the switch plates on the walls for like your light switches, like some of those were loose. They would a light would burn out. Y'all know there's different colors of light, right? You've got your kind of warm light, and you've got your bright white light like these. So they would have a warm light and a white light in the same socket. Like they just didn't care. And that became more and more apparent the more I looked at the house. And so they were not willing to update the house or do the bare minimum to bring it up to what it should be standard wise. So we ended up pulling out of that contract. Excuse me. My voice still has not completely come back, and it comes and goes a little bit. Okay, so that brings us to, let's see, right about now. So we just kind of finalized contracts and stuff on this house, the one we're in that we're leaving. We do not have any place to move yet. And we have to be out of this house by August 15th. So tomorrow I'm putting the kids and the wife in the minivan, and we're driving back to Kansas City, and we're going to look at like 10 houses. I don't know how much you guys want to see that. I know people did say they want to see like the moving process kind of, and like the building of the new shop, because so here's, I guess let me back up a little bit. So since we're moving a little early, we do not obviously have the capital to buy something that with a decent amount of land on it to build a shop. So we are looking for houses that are just a little bit bigger, that have like some like basement space or something that I can use as a shop. Garages tend to be a little bigger in Missouri and kind of the Midwest. So it looks like I'll probably be able to put the majority of my woodworking equipment like out in the garage, and then maybe the lasers inside, which would probably be better for the lasers anyway. Anyway, it'll work for now. So that is the game plan. I just want to check in on your comments because I see them whizzing by. Let's see. So Janet, that is why we're moving. And that is why we're moving where we're moving, which everybody keeps asking why we're moving to Kansas City. That's the reason. Aaron seems to think that crackheads steal everything. Let's see. Um, what's up, Orange Pants Cupcake? I'm not wearing orange pants right now, but I do have them. Woohoo! Let's see. People think it's a joke. It's stress. Yeah. So it's just been uh, it's been stressful. It's not easy to try to coordinate all this stuff at once, and especially from a distance, it's really not ideal. Which is why I'm driving up and looking at houses before we even think about pulling the trigger again. Let's see, 10 houses. Oh, we're doing so. Hopefully, we're doing 10 houses on Thursday. I hope. The first couple houses we're going to look at are unoccupied, and those are our best shot at a quick close. So hopefully, the unoccupied ones, one of those catches our eyes, and maybe we cut it short. But we are going to try to look at 10 in a day. I know it's a lot, but I'm a monster. So vlog style videos, I just don't like. I mean, Suppressant says vlog style videos. I like, my thing is like, do you want to see me looking at houses though? Like, there's definitely gonna be some vlog videos where we go to like me traveling up, and hopefully I'm kind of hoping to get up there and at least build a little bit before the family gets there. I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. That was originally the game plan, is to take possession of the house, have a couple of weeks in there where I could go up and maybe build some benches and stuff like that, just to get some stuff ready. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to do that now. But like, the building out of the new shop is always going to be kind of like a vlog type thing. I don't know. I guess I'll have to look, and it's because all these houses present different challenges. So like, it may kind of be a more long drawn out process, or it may be a shorter process. I'm kind of hoping short at this point. But we'll see. So I will do that. I just don't know if you guys like, I'm not a real estate channel. So like, me looking at houses, I don't know how much you guys are down for that, because I do have footage of the house we were going to buy, because I was like, okay, and I'm going to put the laser here, and this is going to be kind of the wood shop area, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but it's not going to be anymore. So I just thought it was kind of pointless to put that out there. All right. But like I said, I will definitely do footage of like the move and the new shop and things like that. Excuse me. I also can't. Towards the end of the day, every day, my voice is gone. It's gone forever, I'm assuming. Only house you're interested in. So the other thing I was thinking about is doing just a couple of quick clips, like doing one video of guess which one we picked, kind of thing. So kind of like a house hunters type deal. Like, we'll show you, sorry, I think my kids just came out of the bedroom. Showing you like some of the houses we're looking at, and then kind of like, guess in the comments which one we got, or blah, blah, blah. So there'll probably be something like that. And I'm just kind of like, I mean, honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm kind of struggling for content right now, only because I don't know when I'm going to be where. Now, what really helps is the fact that we've now sold this house. Because the thing was, like, when we were getting ready to have pictures taken and stuff, I had to take all my camera equipment down, so it didn't look like we were shooting porn in here. I had to, and then when we were showing the house, which was not a long period of time, but like, I couldn't really get started on anything because I might have to leave like in the middle of that. So now that that's over, I can go back to business as usual for a couple of weeks. I do have a project that I'm going to do with a local fire department, where I'm going to make them a sign. My tattoo place, I want to make, they just moved to a new place. I want to make them like kind of a sign too. Excuse me. But I also have already taken some of my tools down. I've sold a couple of lasers and a lot of, I didn't sell the wood. I gave the wood away, but I gave away a lot of wood that I don't want to move. So it's just, And then like today I get ready to shoot this and I realized that when I was packing up some of the camera gear that I normally use in here, I packed a tripod that I normally use to vlog. Luckily I had this one, so it's working fine. But now I'm kind of like, I spent the day up here just because I have crap everywhere. Like you guys can't see it, but there's crap everywhere. And so I spent a day up here just throwing stuff into boxes and stuff, just getting it out of the way because they were coming in to take pictures and they didn't want anything laying out. So now I'm like, and that was like a dizzy day, like most of them are. And now I'm like, I don't remember what box I put that in. And I legit think that tripod I'm thinking about, I have I took a big tote. So I already rented a storage space up in KC, and I figure anytime I go up, I'll just put stuff in there. So I had a big tote of stuff that I call like my secondary camera gear, some extra lights and things like that, that when I'm like running whole hog and I can shoot everywhere, I have the majority of that stuff set up. But now I'm trying to kind of run and gun it a little bit more, so I'm down to like just a couple of lights and things like that. And I think I threw it in that bin, man, so now it's in Kansas City and I need it. I don't need it, like this is fine, but you know, let's see. The kiddos picked it. So here's the funny man. Here's the funny thing. EB says, "Don't be too hasty on picking a house. Let your kiddos help. They don't want to go. I don't like. I don't know. So I didn't have so many things to distract me as a kid. But when my parents, so we moved a lot. Not like army brat a lot, but we probably moved. I probably lived in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses growing up. And my folks would move into a house, they would kind of like do like kind of the long flip where we would live in it, they would remodel everything and they would sell it for a profit. Now that's called a long flip because we lived there for years. But whenever they would go look at properties and stuff like that, I used to love doing that stuff. And my kids are like, nope. They also like don't want to see the new house until the day that they get there because they want to be surprised. I don't know who these children are. That would be driving me. I'd be pulling my hair out. Like as a kid, I would look like this. So Janet, I will design. Janet is asking if I'm going to design or make anything for the new house. Of course I will. What I'm trying to decide now is I've got a bunch of stuff that I made here that's done in the shop, and like some of it, like I want to put in the new shop, but some of it I'm like I kind of want to. It's kind of one of those things where here's the chance to like give that away and give it to somebody and like have it kind of mean something and then make something else. So there's a couple of things that I'm having a hard time letting go of that I think I'll probably end up pulling the trigger and letting go of them, but I don't want to because I made them with my own 2 hands. A lot of them are stuff that I carved. Laser stuff is a little bit easier to get rid of or unload. Things that I've carved and spent, hours upon hours and upon hours doing, a little closer to my heart. But I don't know. I will. We'll talk about that in a second, Preston. But I don't know. So we will see. So basically, like we will be doing some projects while we're here. There will be some move content. By the way, I got the air conditioner fixed. Can you hear that? It's obnoxious now, but it's only obnoxious up here. But I'm gonna try to turn it down because it's super loud. Please turn off. We had such a hard time getting the air conditioning to get fixed that I hope that's not too loud. It's super loud to me. And like I was kind of fed up with these guys because they kept coming back and apparently they didn't have like some sort of timing thing switched right that they thought they did. They fixed that thing, and not only is the house ice cold now, but whenever the air conditioner comes up here, man, it's a lot. Like it blows the curtains on the other side of the room. So yeah, it's a little crazy. So Preston says I was hoping to bump into you one day in Houston. Game plan. fingers crossed. I would like to do kind of a, I don't want to call it a meet and greet 'cause I think it's cheesy, but like some sort of meetup someplace. I was thinking like brewery, probably like no label or something, so people could bring their kids, and just doing a thing where like, hey, like come out, have a beer with me type thing, and get to meet all the people that I wanted to meet before I left type situation. Keep an eye out for that. I I hope I can pull that off before I leave. What's up, Marcus? And Stacy. Hey. Yeah, we're gonna miss the hazes. That's gonna suck. Um, anyway, so that is game plan for that, right? Um, there's a child moving around downstairs. Oh, no, that's my wife yelling at the kids. So do some projects here. There will be some move stuff. I hope I can get my business live streams going, which like I said, I think I can now. Now this house is sold, unless something happens, I should be kind of business as usual once I get back from KC. I might still be a little bit busier with like kind of house stuff and figuring stuff out and all that logistic stuff in the afternoon and whatnot, but I should still be able to do the live stream. So hopefully we can get those started. I really want to get that going, because that's kind of the way I want the channel to go to a certain degree, is like helping you guys build businesses, helping you guys like earn profit and grow, and get to the point where, you can take either your side hustle to your full hustle, or just start a side hustle and make extra money. Okay. So EB says you can't hear it. Good. Okay, so video. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really wanted to tell you. I just kind of wanted to give you an update. People have been asking. I'm not sick or anything like that. Actually, the funny thing is, like, I'm not depressed. I appreciate everybody's reached out about that. I actually am doing really well. Apparently, being like super stressed out and busy all the time, just I don't even think about depression. But yeah, so no, I've been good. I've been great, actually. I just things are finally kind of falling into place a little bit. There was just so many balls in the air for a while that it was really kind of hard to like explain any of this to you. And then, I mean, just like little things that I don't know how many houses you guys bought or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But we're also, so out of that 10 houses, we're looking at some that need a lot of work, but they're cheaper, and some that don't need hardly any work, but they're more expensive. We like doing the work and having the work done and being able to do the things ourselves. But what really comes into play nowadays is interest rates, right? So interest rates are really high, which is originally we kind of had planned not to move. Hello? Can you guys still hear me? Like my whole screen just went off. So interest rates aren't great. They're high. And we had so that's the reason we plan to move in a couple of years. Turns out interest rates are probably not going to go down anytime soon. So a thing to take into consideration is if you buy a house at a cheaper price and you do the work yourself, that amount of money that you borrowed, you have less, like you're not paying as much interest on that. So let's say you buy a house for let's say you buy a house for $100,000 and then you put $50,000 into it. Whatever your loan is, so let's say you didn't put any money down, you just bought a house for $100,000, you're going to do 7% on that, and then you put $50,000 into it. Now you've got a $150,000 house, but you're still only paying 7% on the $100,000. Now that same house, if it didn't need any work and you bought it for $150,000 and you paid it, and you took out a loan for $150,000, and now you're paying 7% on $150,000. Anyway, it's just like your wheels start turning a little bit more when you start thinking about that, because you're like, well, wait a second, like, hey man, I'm old. I don't really want to move into a house where I got to do a bunch of work on it. But then you start thinking about the interest rate, and you're like, maybe I should. Uh, anyway, yeah. So Evie is cracking up about the kids wanting to be surprised. Yeah, I don't know whose kids they are. Let's see. Has lasers helped you with your depression? Yes, everything about me working the shop has helped with depression. It really, like my motto for a while on the website was, uh, working with your hands is therapeutic. And for somebody who's worked, well, somebody's worked a lot of jobs, but like I spent the last 10 years, typing on a computer and doing that kind of thing in an office space. That kind of working with your hands is not therapy. So being able to create with your hands was definitely like something that kind of changed my whole mentality and like really helped me with like through a lot. That and the drugs. Prescribed drugs. Also, weed is legal in Missouri. Just saying. Janet says the cost of living in KC. Yes and no. The cost of living is lower in KC. However, we were surprised when we moved to Houston as one of the largest cities in the U.S. that the cost of the housing market here is not California or anything like that. Houses are pretty reasonable here, so that's nice. Let's see. I froze for a minute. I'm trying to think if there's anything else you guys really need to know. If you guys have any like questions or something I didn't touch on, let's see. I will be. So I believe I'm traveling with the big laser. I have movers that are going to come move it. One thing I did discuss with Tong, who's the owner of AP Laser, was he really wants me to have their largest laser, which I don't. I have like their next size down. He kind of talked about wanting to put that in the shop. So I did contact him. I said, well, now is as good a time as any. I could ship this one back to you and you could deliver the new one to the new place. We'll see. I don't know if that's happening or not. Other than that, let's see. I gave away my S1, my X-Tool S1 to a veteran in Round Rock, disabled veteran who needed it. I sold my CNC just because I don't want to move it. I never use it. And I sold my X-Tool P2. And the only reason I sold the P2 is because it's got a glass tube in it, and I don't know how well that'll travel. So I figure the big one's has got a glass tube as well, but I think it'll travel better. So I think I can pack it in there better. I'm sorry. It's like I said, the end of the day. I think it's roughly it. So tomorrow I'm driving to KC. KC is like 12 hours away. So it's going to be, I have the kids in the car. So it'll be about a 14-hour trip, maybe 15. We're going to stay with Paige's folks. So I need to look and see how far it is to them, because that might be a little further. It might be more than 12 hours. I think it's like 11 and a half, really. I think I'm just rounded at 12. And then Thursday, we're going to get up. We're going to go look at these 10 houses. I think Janet also asked, like, if we're going to do all 10 houses in one day. We're going to try. But the housing market, the way it is right now, some of the houses that we were looking at yesterday are already pending. So I would assume in the 2 days from today to Thursday that one or two of those will probably drop off just for that. Interestingly enough, my brother, we told my brother that my brother, if you guys don't know, my brother lives in the same development. He lives an eighth of a mile away. we told him we were thinking about moving to Kansas City, which he knew. And we told him we put an offer in a house, and he calls me and he's like, I put an offer in on a house. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And so he drove up with me when I went to get my house inspected, got his house inspected. His worked out, mine fell through. But so he's moving to KC too. And when I was looking at houses, a house popped up today that I'm like, man, that address looks familiar. And I look, and it is literally like almost right across the street from his house. So, and it fits our parameters. So it's not out of the ballpark that we would, or it's not out of the ballpark. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's not out of the realm of possibilities that we will live across the street from each other. And I'm just, I never thought I'd live as close to any family as I do now, let alone across the street. That would just be funny. Let's see. Job market in KC. Janet's asking how the job market in KC is like. My wife is the physical therapist. She's in demand everywhere, and she's really good at her job, and she's done it for a very long period of time. The biggest concern we have now is that she's not going to get paid enough because she make the good money. She's my sugar mama. Let's see. I feel like I had other things I was going to tell you, but so the other question is, I guess like, and this just goes like, leave this in the comments. You don't need to tell me this now, but if anybody has like, again, not a real estate channel, so I don't know if this would be super interesting to people, but if anybody's kind of interested in the process of getting a house ready or the process you go through when you're buying a house, as far as like the inspections and stuff like that, I mean, we can do that too. I mean, that's just kind of if people want it, I'll do it type thing. Obviously, we can't really do too much. I mean, I can explain to you what we did to the house because we did sink a couple $1,000s into getting everything ready, but it was absolutely worth it. So, and it depends on the size of your house and things like that, and in what area it's in, I guess, on how much money you want to put into that. But we did put quite a bit. We put some money in here to make sure to that it would show as well as it did. And I was even telling my realtor when I was looking at that other house, I'm sitting there and like, guys, we had to take everything that is any like has any like aspect of personality out of the house. So for pictures, so like all the pictures off the walls, the kids' drawings, all that stuff had to come down. And they wanted, because they want, when they take the pictures, they want everything to be as clean as possible. And I'm sitting in this guy's house, like, and like his dirty old shoes are laying on the floor, and like everything, his desk is just covered with shit, and the bed's not made, and all this stuff. And I'm like, I've spent the last 10 days scrubbing and cleaning and moving and doing all this stuff to our house to make it just spotless and make it show well. And then I come up here and I'm looking at a house it was a little bit less, but it was a comparable price. And I'm like, and it looks like shit. I'm so mad. Like, it was just it's just kind of a slap in the face when you do all that. But you know what? We sold our house in 3 days for full price, and their house is still on the market. So it pays off. Okay, guys. I have to get up super early tomorrow too. So if nobody else has any questions, I just really wanted to jump on here and kind of let you guys know what's up, because a lot of you have been asking, and I think I've told you pretty much everything that everybody's been asking. If nobody has any questions, I'm going to cut it for tonight, just because I'm going to go finish packing and stuff like that, and then hit the sack and hit the road. All right, guys. Stacy, Marcus, always great to see you, as well as everybody else. But Stacy, Marcus, I haven't seen them in here before. There are friends. So I will talk to you guys soon. You can always reach out to me on Instagram, YouTube are probably the best places to reach me. If you have a question or anything like that, and I will keep you updated. All right. Talk to you later, guys. Talk to you later, cupcakes. Goodbye.